Thanks, Jenna. Bartley Kives from the Winnipeg Free Press is joining us now to talk about a couple of issues in our city, one of which is the recent announcement to give potential condo buyers $10,000 in the exchange.
Yes, City Hall in July is always a wonderful, funky place where something weird shows up, and this year it's this plan as part of a larger Exchange District Waterfront Drive neighborhood development program, a plan to cut a $10,000 check for anyone who buys a new, previously unsold and unoccupied condo in the northeastern portion of downtown and stays in that condo for 5 years, meaning you have to live there yourself. You can't move out. If you move out early, you have to give some of the money back.
Okay, so it's kind of an incentive to build up that area and get people living there.
Exactly, and it comes on top of a previous incentive, a downtown residential program that gave developers up to, in theory, 40 grand a door to develop new condos there. So all these condos show up on the market. Now they're saying, hey, they're not selling. So let's come up with another program, which critics are describing as a band-aid to fix the earlier program. What's interesting is some of the condos that have opened and not sold have gone rental and they're full. So some developers are like, no way, we want to sell these units, we want to recoup our profits, in theory, and now, a couple of days after council approved this, a week ago council approved this at the final council meeting of the summer, now some of the councillors who voted for it are saying to themselves, you know, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
And what's with the switch? Why are they kind of changing their minds?
Well, a couple of them have heard from their constituents going, what are you doing, essentially, because the public really can't wrap their brain around the idea of cutting $10,000 checks to people. It's like you're just handing away money, even though incentives of all forms happen, but they usually aren't that kind of direct. Plus, there's this notion of $10,000 for buying a $400,000 or $300,000 condo. We don't have sufficient affordable housing programs here. If you're going to give money to people for housing, we have a housing crisis. Rental apartment vacancies are below 1%. Why are we doing this? Now, other councillors are saying, well, they were misrepresented about the nature of the financial mechanism. Effectively, Centre Venture Development Corporation's borrowing $7.8 million, $2.3 million of that is for this program, and then they were going to recoup that from future property taxes, from other new residential developments across downtown, and then funnel it just into this northeastern corner of downtown. Now, in theory, there's a good part of this that they want to focus downtown development on one area and build it up, and that would be the Exchange in the area just to the east of it. And in the past, downtown's just been this big, huge, giant area that's been very difficult. You fix the Forks, but then South Portage isn't happening, and so they want to really focus one area. But the reality is, it's a little bit difficult to swallow what they're doing for a lot of people, and I think the politicians didn't really do the math on this in terms of how the public would react.
So we're kind of in a standstill now because council's on a break.
Exactly. There's nothing they can do about this program. They can tinker it over the summer, but they can't make any changes to it legislatively at council until after the 6-week summer break. The prorogation ends at the end of August, and then into September they can do something else. A bylaw is supposed to come forward. It's being written by the city's housing manager, and it could be changed then.
Okay, and what else is it going to be on the agenda in the fall?
Well, everybody in the city who has been watching City Hall has been eagerly waiting for nearly a year now, but really for 3/4 of a year, for the results of the fire paramedic construction review, which is an audit of sorts into that big whole 3-for-1 land swap deal last year and all the other assorted issues, and the broader real estate audit, which is going back and looking at major city financial real estate transactions over the last 5 years. And this is still hanging over the heads of the entire property department and City of Winnipeg's senior officials, and the longer this goes on, the longer the city kind of is tarred with the notion of maybe this isn't a place where it's that transparent to do business.
Well, thank you so much for your insight here today, and we'll have to wait 6 weeks. Council's on summer holidays. We're taking a quick break here on BT. Your entertainment headlines coming up right after this.